We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Hello and welcome to High School Famous, the podcast that will make all of your dreams come true this
all your
holiday season.
All your Christmas dreams.
All your holiday dreams, Sean.
Well,
we can't pigeonhole this into Christmas.
Okay, so are we calling this the holiday episode and not the Christmas episode?
This is, sure.
So, but we're specifically releasing this just before Christmas. So what other holidays are we including in this as our...
It's a good question. This is our Christmas episode.
Because Hanukkah's over.
Okay.
I don't know when Kwanzaa is.
Is there a reason you're covering your mouth?
No.
I feel like there's a reason you're covering your mouth. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God damn. What in the Tom Selleck are you doing right now? Why? No, why?
Well, okay. So this started because when did we game? Friday? Friday night?
No, we gamed Saturday.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So Saturday, remember when you guys were all like, oh, well, we're gonna go, and I was not there, and you're like, oh, Sean's gonna come back, and we're all gonna be gone, or something like that.
Right.
I had gotten up just to go to the bathroom, and then I was like, I'm just gonna buzz my beard off and just come back, and then see if anyone notices. And obviously, I heard you guys say like, oh, we're gonna go, so I just zipped back in before I could do that, and then we left. And so then later on that night, I just started buzzing my beard off, and I'm like, usually I just go from side all the way across like this, but this time I went here, and then I'm like, maybe I'll keep this for the recording. And then we didn't record yesterday, right. So I still have it. And
man, I should have pushed this recording off again.
Well, the funny thing is, yesterday I went to an apartment to check it out, and I'm like, I'm going to be showing up like this, but I'm like, I had my mask on the whole time, so it didn't even matter. So
right. I was about to say, I'm like, you just take your masks off when you're viewing.
And
things.
I'm going to a comedy show tonight, and I'll still be wearing it the whole time because you have to. So it won't really matter anyway. But
right,
it's I know it looks stupid. I'm getting like weirdly temporarily attached to it because I just I kind of feel like looking like a weird loser for a while.
I mean, for a while, sure.
Yeah. I mean,
a different type of weird loser.
A different type, yeah. Like, I already know that I don't have a whole lot of sex appeal, so I want to just eliminate any. I want to reduce it even more.
Okay, I gotcha. I mean, I think So for the record, anybody listening, Sean has shaved his beard into a mustache. I guess you shaved your beard off, but kept the mustache. You haven't shaved your beard into a mustache. That'd be a way different thing.
Yeah, I mean, how would you do that? Would that be like the mustache is down underneath the lip on the chin?
I don't know. I don't know what that would be.
Is the only thing that qualifies it as a mustache is the location of the facial hair. You can't have a mustache anywhere on your face except directly underneath your nose.
Yeah, I would assume. Well, I don't know, because I guess you could shave. Like on your cheek, you could shave something shaped like a classic mustache.
Mustache,
and you'd be like, "Oh, there's a mustache on his cheek."
So I guess that could be shaving your beard into a mustache.
I suppose.
You did that.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, that kind of derailed the conversation there for a minute.
It did. And are you taking a picture of it or something?
No.
Yeah. Well, I
didn't at all just take that picture to send to people.
You don't have a way to do a screenshot on your computer?
Oh, I'm sure I do, but that was just easier.
I mean, my work keyboard has a print screen.
Well, okay. So the way it works with my computer, I hit print screen, but then it goes into a different thing where then I can I want to select this specific spot to do it. And if I don't, it'll do the print screen, but then I have to save it a certain way to do it. It doesn't just automatically save it to be edited later. It goes into a pre-edit, and if I close that out, it doesn't save it.
Gotcha.
I found that out the hard way.
I know that you can hold. I know you can have a window selected, and you can hold Alt print screen, and it'll just do a print screen of that window.
Right.
But any other tricks, I'm not aware of.
Gotcha. All right. So mustache dialogue aside, this is our Christmas episode. So everybody that listened to last week's episode realizes that was part 1 of 2. And we're going to end up we decided to push part 2 out to next week because we wanted to get an episode that was Christmas centric or holiday centric before the holiday hit, as opposed to just after the holiday hit. So we're going to push that episode out. So all of you clamoring to hear about what happened in part 2, just wait, you're going to get it.
Clamor just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Another
I'm
week.
sure. I mean, I'm sure everybody's wet in anticipation to hear it. But you're just going to have to hold on to that wetness.
You're going to have to stay wet for a little while.
You have to stay wet.
Stay wet. We're coming.
Yeah. So, okay. I don't know how to lead back in.
And I don't know how themed this episode will be in regard to holidays. I know that we've got a couple of holiday-esque things, but as far as an overall, I mean, I wouldn't say that there has been a large amount of work put into making this a very holiday-themed episode.
I have a couple of tabs that I have left open over the week that are holiday-themed things.
Okay. It'd be nice if we could sprinkle a little. What if? Maybe we could discuss this later. I don't want to like spout out ideas for ways we can make it a little more festive, and then us not do those, and then the people listening are like, "Well, they obviously didn't do what he suggested."
We'll just really pre-plan for next year.
Yeah, which we've got a great track record for.
Yeah, we can barely pre-plan like a week ahead of time. So,
yep.
All right, so we can do a couple things here to get us kind of going. Sean, I hear you wrote a lovely Christmas-themed poem.
Lovely, sure. I wrote a Christmassy poem, and
I myself decided to write a letter to Santa this year.
How sweet!
Haven't sent it yet. Kind of getting close. I'm
That's
hoping he's a
close.
listener. He's a listener.
Oh.
So this is how he's going to get it.
So you're going to read off what your Christmas your letter to him on the air, so that he can just hear it and not have to wait for the the postman.
Yeah, I feel it's a more direct way to get to him, which is completely indirect because he has to listen.
It's a more well, depending on when he listens, it's a more instantaneous way.
It can be. Yeah, there's potential for it to get to him sooner than the wonderful United States Postal Service could get it to him. Well, I guess it would be more than just the United States Postal Service. It's got to get all the way to the North Pole, so it's international.
We're talking next day air or something.
Well, yeah, in that case, I guess it could get to him just as quickly as this could get to him, since this will be posted tomorrow. Anybody listening to this now, we're recording a day in advance. I don't know if you know that. This is pre-recorded for anybody listening to it.
Yeah, if you're expecting a live holiday episode, you're going to be sorely
sore.
Appointed?
You're just going to be sore.
You're going to be sore.
So yeah, Sean, do you want to hear my letter to Santa?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to read you my letter to Santa. Dear Mr. St. Nicholas, my name is Matthew the Rock Johnson Schlegel. How have you been this year? I assume jolly, lol. I know you must have been very busy during this holiday season dealing with the COVID outbreak in the Elb Village and the hot flashes Mrs. St. Nicholas has been dealing with for the last, hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Please let them all know that I don't care how ill they are, because they have a job that needs doing. So they need to get better, or at least take some vitamin C and buck up. I hope your reindeer...
Baby.
That stuff's nasty. That stuff tastes foul.
Yeah, it's not great.
You left a bunch at my house that one time, and I tried it, and it was gross.
Well, I mean, it's not meant to be a nice... Ooh, let me have a refreshing emergency.
It should taste better.
Taste like medicine.
It should taste better. Emergency is not a sponsor. I just need them to know that their product needs to taste better.
Emergency, yeah. I'm just gonna knock them down a little bit.
Yeah. All right. I hope your reindeer are ready to lug your rotund ass around the world. I assume they have been weight training over the last year in preparation. Please tell them there will be fresh power bars and protein shakes waiting for them, and of course, there will be some Nutrisystem and Slim Fast for you at my house. However, please try to be quiet when you deliver my presents as to not wake my neighbor Marcia, because she is a straight-up nasty bitch. Now let's talk about me. I have been very horny this year, and somehow did not cause any permanent damage to my family's reputation. Yet. But I swear to the God we pretend has something to do with this holiday, if you do not deliver on my wishes this Christmas, my family will suffer. Now, I only demand a measly few items this year, so don't have your inevitable heart attack just yet. My first wish is for a rich older woman that is in need of someone to leave her riches to in exchange for a few months of companionship for her untimely death. Side note, this might also remedy the horny issue I mentioned previous.
So, hold on. Her untimely death. So,
yep.
You're in this scenario.
Don't read into it.
Okay.
Untimely.
Right.
Second, I would like every Nicolas Cage movie on Betamax. I don't care how you do it, just make it happen. Third, I would like Christian Michael Leonard Slater to arrive at my door on Christmas morning and apologize for something. Finally, I think that you should bring peace and prosperity or some shit to the world. Prosperity. I understand that's what I meant to say if it's not what I said. Did I say posterity?
Posterity, yeah.
Yep. Sure, that as well. Bring some prosperity to the world and posterity. I understand these things are hard to come by, but I don't care. I have made my demands and I expect satisfaction. But if I'm totally honest, you can bail on the peace and prosperity thing. Don't let me down now, Nicholas. Because remember, letting me down means you're letting my entire family down. XOXO, The Rock Johnson.
The Rock Johnson.
It's my nickname.
Why is Johnson in there? I mean, there's no Johnson in your name, really.
It's my nickname. For years, people have been calling me The Rock Johnson. Mostly ladies. Not completely, but mostly. So yeah, that's my letter to Santa. Just sit there in silence.
Yeah. Remember how one of the other episodes you let me just kind of hang on something for a while?
Uh-huh.
I was just going to let you hang on something for a little bit and see where you took it.
I took it straight to The Rock Johnson.
Johnston.
I said Johnson.
Did you bring in posterity as well?
I said one word wrong.
So
to be honest, I read through that whole thing. I thought I was going to screw way more of it
pretty
up.
Good. No, you did pretty well. I mean, I can't verify because I don't know what was actually typed up, so I can't verify
exactly what I read. Okay. Other than posterity and prosperity.
Yeah. So Matt, you have you guys do decorations at your pad? You got a tree up? You got some lights?
Nothing. Not a thing.
No stockings hung on the mantle?
Nope.
With care?
Don't have a mantle. Don't have a care.
No holly?
Never met her. I got a sword.
What?
I got a sword.
You have a sword. Is it a
not
Christmas
holiday?
sword?
It's not holiday related at all. Just I own a sword.
Yeah. And you put that up.
No, it's in a closet.
Oh.
No. It's for protection.
You could put for an intruder.
Yep.
Hopefully the blade is longer than the distance a bullet could travel.
I mean, depends on where it's shot from.
Well, yes. I mean,
as far as a bullet can travel or will travel, I guess are two different things.
Yes, can travel.
Yeah, then no. There isn't a blade in the world that's longer than that.
Right. So,
and if there was, no one could wield it.
No one could wield it. But possibly, I would suggest that that's an ineffective tool of defense to protect your home from intruders that may be armed with a gun.
True.
Or a slingshot.
Just any projectile weapon, really.
Yeah. Blow dart.
I mean, even a knife could be more effective.
They could just throw a tiny steak knife at you.
Yep.
And I don't know. There's probably a much greater chance of getting someone with a little dagger or a small knife that you throw at someone than if you were to try to throw your sword at someone.
Right. Well, and the other problem with once you've thrown a sword at someone is you no longer have that weapon to protect yourself. So
That's correct.
Like even if I hit, I'm now defenseless.
Now they have your weapon.
Now they have my weapon.
Granted, it's not in the way that they would have liked to have received it, but depending on how deep the wound is, they could easily, potentially just remove it and now have that weapon to use against you.
It's true.
Depending on where you hit them and how far it went in.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Anyways, this was leading to what? Because you were asking me about decorations.
I'm just riffing on holiday stuff. No,
Gotcha.
It wasn't going anywhere. Just trying to fill time with holiday
Christmas,
cheer.
really. Just listing things of Christmas.
Yeah. Do you have snow?
There's no snow here.
No snow.
Chicago is snowless still.
There's a little bit.
Most of it melted away.
Most of it melted away, but then there was a very small dusting of snow that happened the other day, and it's staying cold enough to maintain
holding
it.
strong.
It's holding strong. So there is potential for a white Christmas, as they say. Let me double check. So Christmas is on Saturday. Friday, it's saying it will be 37 and raining, so it might get washed away on Christmas Eve. Gone. Yeah.
It'll be gone. It's crazy. It's so crazy that global warming is not real.
Yeah.
You know?
Considering how much stuff like lines up environmentally that supports the idea, it's a weird coincidence. Such a crazy coincidence.
It's just super weird that it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
Because you think it totally would be, you know. You think with all the stuff that's proving how it exists that it would, you know.
I know. If
you think like, you know, Jesus, who clearly hasn't been proven to exist in that sense, but is totally real.
Right. We're not going to deny that.
Yeah.
I thought of something the other day. Maybe it was today, but it was something like our biggest moment of disappointment will be when we meet with when we first encounter intelligent life on another planet and they have no idea who Jesus is.
Oh man, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
We're like, who? So you're saying that the biggest, most important person to the existence of your planet has no physical being? He's not a physical being at all? The
is
person you follow and worship? This is what the aliens
right now?
This is what the aliens are asking you. They speak perfect English.
Oh,
and no other language, because English is the most important language. Everywhere you go, people demand you to speak it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what the aliens would ask you, is be like, so the most important person that you follow on this planet and his teachings and all this is somebody that you can't prove ever really. I mean, I guess there's a bit of proof that the person of Jesus existed, but you can't prove that he's really the Son of God.
Right.
Who is God? Who is this God? That has never been an actual physical being.
Well, based on what we say, I mean,
they will kill us all.
He must have created you as well, aliens.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I could see that. I guess I could see them not knowing who Jesus was, but they should at least know who God is. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, totally, yeah, God, we're down with God."
Yeah, we're down. Yeah, you know, we.
Mm-hmm. That was a Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit quote.
Is that a Christmas movie? Was the first one a Christmas movie?
No, those are just very Christian movies.
No, I know that, but
they're movies about a woman who was a Vegas showgirl who was put in protective custody because the guy she was dating was trying to kill her.
I know
Christmas.
Yeah.
Not Christmas related.
Are you explaining Sister Act to me? Because I'm very well aware of.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
I just couldn't remember if it was
one of the 15 movies you've seen.
I just couldn't remember if it was set in the winter or around Christmas time or not.
No. It was set in a church. There's no
winter.
You know what?
I remember now. You're right. I remember when they were like cleaning up that park area. Mm-hmm. Like they were, they made it look nice, and it was obviously warm out at that time. So yeah now I recall.
I'm glad
I don't know so much about
that got you there.
I don't know so much about Sister Act 2. I can't remember anything specific about the weather during that movie.
It was also sunny weather.
Got it.
Yep. I believe it took place. I mean, I believe she was like was it Vegas or Atlantic City showgirl? I can't remember, but she was a showgirl in one of those big gambling cities. If it was Vegas, then it would make sense to be nice weather all around
all the time. Yeah.
If it was Atlantic City or something, then we could.
It probably was.
Where is it, Atlantic City?
Vegas.
I don't even remember.
Atlantic City is over. Is it
So I was
Maryland?
thinking of Reno, which is up in
It's also in Nevada.
Reno's
You know
in
what?
Nevada. Okay, so
It's in Reno. They're in Reno in that movie.
are they in Reno in that movie? Okay,
I believe
There
they
you go.
are.
that makes more sense because it's still, it's a baby Vegas basically.
Yeah. No,
That's
Atlantic
where the
City.
people who can't make it in Vegas go.
Atlantic City. I want to say is in Maryland.
Yeah, I think it's
Or somewhere
east,
about-
it's East Coast.
Yeah, I know it's because I've been there when I was visiting for my uncle's retirement, and that was in D.C. But I don't
Okay.
remember where Atlantic City was exactly. If it was,
Yeah,
um,
and we're
what
not going
state
to look it up.
fell in. No, we're not.
No,
There are
So
people that
somebody-
know, and they're not us.
There's people that know and people that care to know, and
Yeah.
neither of those are us.
Currently, I'm not either.
All right, so we've derailed once again, as we do.
Yeah.
So
We're no longer old.
Sean, I'm anxious. I'm excited. I want to hear your completely original Christmas themed poem that you wrote that wasn't at all parodied from any sort of pre-existing poem.
It was not.
Yeah, this is 100% Sean invented
Poem.
poem.
I wanted to, write something festive for this episode, and I want to share it with the world. So here we go. 'Twas the night before podcast, and I'm regretting my choice to write a holiday poem. I'm not feeling so nice. My ambition.
I hate you immediately. Noise.
My ambitions are higher than my brain thinks is fair. What's that? My bathroom? I'll cry over there. While sobbing and wailing, what should I see? It's Santa himself, and he wants privacy. He has ravaged my bowl, and the smell brings me fear. On second thought, said Santa, I'm glad that you're here. Mrs. Claus botched dinner. Now I'm shitting away. It's caused the unthinkable. A Christmas delay.
Oh no.
You've got to take over. Now here's what's in store. As I switched on the vent fan, I said, tell me more. Here's a map of the world and the places I've been. And your neighbor next door is where to begin. I'm stuck on my poem. This is a perfect distraction. I grabbed the keys to his sleigh and I sprung into action. Where's Santa? Asked Blitzen. I said, he's not here. The toilet again? This happens every year. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now... Shut up, it's late. We all know our names, now let's go, said the 8.
Nice.
All through the night we stopped one by one to deliver his gifts to each daughter and son. And as I returned to give Santa the news, I'd found he had gone and my family still a snooze. But on the toilet I saw Santa left me a note. So I picked it up to see what he wrote. Thank you, dear Sean, for you've saved the day. I'll forever be grateful. And now I must say, your toilet is clogged. Man, I plugged it up tight. And I murdered your family. Merry Christmas. Good night.
What?
um,
He confessed to a murder.
multiple murders.
Yeah. So and this happens every year, apparently.
Well, he at least clogged. It sounds like it. It sounds like it.
It's like who's ever at the bottom of the naughty list. That's where he stops.
Maybe that's what it is.
To clog up their plumbing and murder an entire family.
send the person off who discovers them, or who discovers him there, to finish Christmas for him, and then
So then you have to think about: were you the only one in the house that wasn't naughty, or were you the naughtiest? So he wanted you to suffer the most by
That's the question.
murdering your entire family, and you have to live with that.
So if
Knowing
it's,
that you could never go to the cops because they would never believe you.
I wrote something. I almost had something in there about that. I said I can't call the police; they'll think I'm insane or something. I had a line like that, but I didn't know where to go with it. If it's based on me being the one at the bottom of the naughty list, we'll say, he would have to somehow ensure that I'm the one who found him in the house to send me off to finish the Christmas gift delivery. So that's a little shaky to me because, a little kid could get up in the middle of the night and have to go to the bathroom. So
yeah, I guess
in that case he could just say
he's cunning enough to be able to pull it off exactly how he wants it to happen.
But
he's
not
like,
to get
I need him to find me.
But you don't think he's cunning enough to get all of the Nicolas Cage movies on Betamax?
Oh, I said I expect him to. I don't care how he does it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Betamax is obsolete, and most of Nicolas Cage's movies have never
obsolete.
Been around, never have existed.
They were never released on Betamax.
Yeah, like I don't know. That. I have to look and see when Betamax was obsolete, but I can almost assume none of his movies were ever released on Betamax.
Well, Betamax, that was probably what, 80s, sometime in the 80s.
Yeah,
because VHS is what won out over Betamax, right?
Yeah. Even though Betamax was actually superior in quality.
Well, so what was it? What killed Betamax then? Why did VHS win? Do you know?
I knew that information a long time ago, and I replaced it with song lyrics. So I don't remember.
You decided, I'm tired of forgetting song lyrics. I'm going to remove this Betamax knowledge from my brain and fill it with song lyrics so I can actually remember and sing along.
No, it just happens. You don't intend to save a bunch of song lyrics in your head, but years later, you haven't heard a song in a decade and it starts playing again and those lyrics pop right up. So you forgot something useful down the road.
That's the power of music.
Yeah.
Music has the power to destroy other important memories.
Yeah. And Santa has the power to destroy lives.
He does. Yearly. I mean, come on. How bored is this guy? 364 days of the year. This is the thrill.
Well, yeah, he's not doing anything during the off time because all of his elves are making everything for him.
Yeah. He's just eating and getting fat. And
he's just constantly eating, getting fat, and, he's in a loveless marriage, I assume. So, I mean, they're definitely in separate beds at this point, if not separate wings of the house.
I don't think so. Have you seen the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn?
No.
Well, they're clearly in love.
It gets pretty heated.
No, not at all. But since those two are married in real life,
right? Yeah, instant chemistry.
They're going to be a clause couple that is also in love, true love,
right?
Yeah,
but it feels real and genuine because they can just be themselves,
right?
Yeah,
they can put their hands wherever they want. Doesn't matter,
right?
It's not going to offend the other members. Yeah, no, none of that. No cancel talk. No Me Too.
Yeah, I mean, you can even get the elves involved. I mean, they're small, but they're all adults.
They are all adults. They're consenting adults.
Mm-hmm. So it looks wrong, but it's fine. It's totally fine.
That would be an interesting assignment to come up with a bunch of elf-related like sexual positions.
I'm sure that's a thing.
I'm sure people have already done it.
Yeah. If you think of it, it's already out there somewhere. There's no original thoughts anymore. It's all just a thing.
So what if you're someone who wants to pursue like being an inventor? Is there a point anymore? Has everything been thought up?
I mean, I feel like the concept for most things is probably already thought up. It's just if you invent the way it can happen, like if you invent something that makes that come to reality. Like, oh, everybody knows of the idea of a time machine, but nobody's invented one yet.
So you're just able to facilitate the idea that's already there. Yeah. Like you're able to make the idea real and tangible. I guess.
Yeah. Like, how long ago everybody knew fire existed. Nobody nobody knew how to make it.
In most, so back before we could harness the fire, before we were able to make fire, do you think what were the causes of fire besides like a lightning strike and just a dry, hot?
I would assume that was the main things that caused it. Yeah.
Do you think there's ever a time when there was like a crazy, like some the right kinds of sort of rocks were tumbling down from somewhere and just like knocked and shot a spark toward a tree or something?
I'm sure that's possible. That could have happened. Something like that. Or just, the sun beam hits something that causes causes a reflection to hit some dry grass and it starts on fire. Almost the same way any other natural occurring wildfire starts.
Yeah.
What
do you think was invented first? Fire fire wasn't invented, but I mean the way to
discovered
make fire. or the magnifying glass.
You have to ask that.
Well,
There
because
was
if the
no need-
magnifying glass was first, that could have been the way that they discovered
Oh no!
to make fire.
Be really interesting for them to create the magnifying glass first.
Considering you have to, the way you make glass. Yeah, that kind of eliminates the possibility of a magnifying glass.
You could. There's potential that they could find natural occurring glass due to a natural occurring fire creating some.
Near a volcano, maybe.
Perhaps.
Wouldn't it be cool if the sides of a volcano were made up in such a way that it was all glass instead of just like, the rock that it is?
How would that even work? It would constantly keep melting itself.
I mean, that's how it would work. The outside would be cool, and the inside would be maybe like a
molten
liquid
glass.
state. Yeah, and whenever it would erupt, that obviously would cover the cooled glass on the outside, heat it up, and re-liquefy it, and maybe change the shape of the volcano, and then it would cool down and harden again on the outside.
It would just be the most gorgeous looking volcano ever.
I know.
Constantly causing wildfires all around it from the sun beaming off of it into the dry grasses.
Well, that would be awful.
Yeah.
And the drive, if you have the drive into work, that reflection.
I don't think. Yeah, I'm sure that there wouldn't be a lot of places where you would be driving straight towards the volcano to get to work.
I work at the volcano.
You work at the volcano factory?
Yeah, the volcano factory.
Yeah,
it's just a factory inside the volcano.
Yes. Yeah, it's not. They don't make volcanoes.
No, we make galoshes.
Yeah. That'd be ridiculous. You can't make.
The rent was just too cheap to pass up to rent the space.
It was like, if you want the place, you can have it.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, it was basically free.
Utilities all included.
And really, I mean, nobody's coming over to try to collect rent.
Yeah.
You can just keep skipping on your bills.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to come and collect.
Sign me up. Hi,
Sean,
I make galoshes inside a glass volcano. Yes.
To try to get this back into the Christmas spirit of this episode, instead of talking about glass volcanoes and how to make fire.
We're currently producing Christmas galoshes, so it's still on brand.
Okay.
It's still on the theme.
Sean, have you? There's a couple of things I looked up. I looked up some strange Christmas traditions from around the world.
Okay.
And then I also pulled up. I don't know if you have ever heard of the Icelandic Yule lads.
No.
Okay, because they're fucking weird.
Yule lads.
Mm-hmm. Yule.
Yeah, right.
Basically, Iceland has 13? I think it's 13 Santas. Which I guess back in the day they used to be kind of creepy, and over time they're much more calmed down and not as crazy,
terrifying
anymore. The terror of them is lessened over the years. Trying to find the page that I was looking at that had all that information on it.
I forgot what I was going to ask.
Then
Krampus,
that is a problem.
Is that from Germany?
From Iceland?
Is Krampus
Icelandic
a German
Yule
thing,
lads?
or is that in?
Oh, Krampus. Okay, I missed what you said. I said I missed what you said. Krampus is from Austria.
Oh, Austria.
Mm-hmm. He's on my other list.
Oh.
But yeah. So, if you would, what would you rather hear about? Would you rather hear about the Yule lads or some weird Christmas traditions from around the Earth, also known as the world?
Don't the Yule lads fall under a weird Christmas tradition?
You know what?
In part of the world,
they do. So we can actually hit them all up. So yeah, the first weird one is the Krampus from Austria,
which has gained quite a bit of popularity over the last few years.
So
there's been a few movies made about it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know about Krampus at this point, but basically he's like a horned, hairy beast. He snatches misbehaving children in his wicker basket. He's basically St. Nicholas's creepy enforcer because that's necessary. They celebrate on December 5th. Dozens of men will dress up as half-goat demons and parade through the streets, brandishing sticks and terrorizing children. So it's like I don't know why there's a lot of Christmas traditions around the world that involve just terrorizing kids. in horrible ways.
I mean, it's probably more fun for the adults.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
Then-
like, yeah, I guess it's Halloween for the adults, basically. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, kids get to go have their fun Halloween. Now adults have their kind of Halloween, and we get to scare the crap out of kids.
Are these in place of what we
Like, this
traditionally
I
think about for Christmas, or are they in addition to your typical Christmas celebration?
I think some of these are in place of.
Like they do that instead of
This
your
is,
typical
yeah,
Christmas.
this is what they do.
That's,
Yeah.
Then that's probably potentially a less expensive way to celebrate. Just terrorizing your kids for a bit versus piling a bunch of gifts under the tree.
Yeah. I mean, they might still do the gifts things afterwards. It's like, oh, we're just kidding. Here you go. You were good this year.
Here are your new sheets because you wet the bed when I scared you.
In Catalonia, they have the pooper and the pooping log.
Well, those are two separate things.
Two separate things.
Okay.
So for some, I'm just reading what this says. For some inexplicable reason, Catalans observe not one but two poop-based Christmas traditions that will put a smile on your feces. I mean faces.
I would hope that you said it in that way because that is what is written.
That is what is written.
And not something you came up with on your own.
No, that is what is written.
That's some clever copy right there.
The first one is the pooper. It's a figurine of a pantsless peasant laying a cable, as it says, that's snuck into nativity scenes alongside Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So basically, people sneak this little pooping figurine into nativity scenes.
Do you think this is based on actual? Do you think this is based on actual events? Like there was some guy one year that was just going around.
Well, or is it? Are you say based on the actual events of the birth of Jesus? Like there was an actual guy in there just taking a crap.
They cut that part out of the story for most people.
The second one is the pooping log, which is a small stick with a smile on its face. You could have said with a smiley face because it shouldn't have a face otherwise.
Or a smile anywhere else.
That lives on the dinner table.
Yeah, that's where you want to keep something that poops.
In December. Lives on the dinner table in December.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, obviously.
It is fed every day with nuts and sweets and kept warm with a blanket. Then gets beaten with sticks on Christmas Eve to poop out presents. But in parentheses, it says, in reality, the kids duck out to pray for the presents while relatives pop gifts under the blanket. So they beat it with sticks, leave the room, and then they come back. It has pooped out a bunch of presents underneath its blanket.
Gotcha.
I think we should adopt this one.
Yes, because you would think in the process of like beating it to make the presents come out that all the nuts and whatever you said, nuts and berries or whatever the heck it was that you feed it would also fly out because the thing isn't really consuming these things you're shoving into it.
Well, I don't even know if you're really shoving things into it. It's probably that whole thing of like putting milk and cookies out for Santa. And then, so you probably put the nuts and the sweets there. And then, the parents take them, bag them back. I'd put them back for the next day. Why keep, use the same nuts every day? Why more?
What if?
I just love the fact that it sits there. And then on Christmas Eve, you beat this little smiling thing with sticks.
So do you beat it is it still on the dinner table when you beat it?
I assume so. I'm going to send you a picture of what these two things look like.
The fact that if you had a log that just was hollowed out in nature and it had stuff in it, and then the stuff got knocked out of it, you wouldn't say the log pooped the stuff out. You would say, "Oh, some stuff fell out of this log."
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't say like a piñata poops out candy.
No.
You say you disemboweled the piñata.
Yeah.
You murdered this piñata.
So we should be saying that you're disemboweling the log.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess when it's pooping, you're kind of disemboweling it.
Yeah.
Feces?
All over your Yes, very good. Quite good, Matt. That was very good.
I shot you a picture of what they look like. They're ridiculous. The log just looks so happy. It just seems sad that you'd beat it with sticks.
In what way did you shoot me? Oh, I got it. Oh, it's a very happy-looking log.
A happy little log with a little like cork nose.
And this is the guy that is planted in nativity scenes.
Yeah. Yep. Just a dude just straight up squatting, like not like he should tip backwards the way he's squatting. He's too upright.
Yeah, that is not a way you could actually balance.
No,
in
like his feet are
reality.
too far forward. His center of gravity is too far back.
He would be falling right into
right onto his cable.
Yep, right onto his cable, and then he'd probably roll over baby Jesus.
All right. So next is the Icelandic Yule lads. Their little blurb about it is pretty short, so I'll probably jump into some of the other information I have about them. But basically, Icelandic kids don't just get one Santa Claus; they get 13 mischievous trolls.
Oh,
but not just one Santa Claus. 13 trolls. Those aren't comparisons.
Right. Well,
roaming the country in the fortnight before Christmas. Like Snow White's 7 dwarves, each of the 13 has its own personality. So I don't even think this lists them all. So I'm going to jump over to my other page here where I have way more information about them. Which page was that? Okay, I had a bunch of them open, so there's also, they have a mother and a father, which we won't get too much into. But the mother has an uncanny ability to detect when children are not behaving around all year round. And during Christmas, she leaves her home in the mountains to hunt the naughty children and make stew out of them.
Oh.
According to legend, there's never a shortage of food for this feisty broad. Then she has a lazy husband who apparently doesn't really do much. They also have a Christmas cat, which is a vicious black hairy animal, I assume a cat, that hunts children who don't receive something new to wear for Christmas and eats them. So if you don't have a new piece of clothing on, this cat will kill you.
I mean, that's kind of on the parents.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got 2 things working against you here, at least. This is 2 of 13. It sounds like. So
well, these aren't even the Yule lads as of yet. So on December 12th, the first Yule lad will visit. His name is Sheepcoat Claude.
Okay.
He comes on the night before the 12th of December. He is said to suck milk from sheep and is known for having 2 wooden feet peg-legged. So he sucks the milk out of sheeps. That is what he does.
And his wooden feet are peg-legged.
That's what it says.
I don't understand that.
Yep.
Phrasing.
I think he doesn't have feet. He just has peg legs, even though this picture of him depicts him having a foot.
But then wouldn't you say you don't have legs and not feet?
Probably.
This is Iceland we're talking, so
this is Iceland. So that's Sheepcoat Claude. He likes to suck milk out of living sheep. That's his thing. Well, that's what he does.
I'd say that's less weird than dead sheep.
Well, yeah, they're probably not producing milk anyways.
Yeah, let's rationalize it.
Right. Let me see if I missed anything before I went into that. Oh, okay. So December 13th is Gully Gawk.
Gully Gawk.
The second Yule lad comes the night before the 13th of December. He is known to hide in barns and steal the froth of the milk buckets.
Two very milk-focused lads so far.
The next one is known as Stubby.
Okay. Stubby has all of his limbs.
He does. He was born he's not born. He comes the night before the 14th of December. He is known for being unusually short and for stealing pans so he can eat crust lefts on them. He likes to eat the crust on dirty pans.
Sure.
So, yep. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah.
Next one, Spoon Licker. Can you guess what he does?
He lays cable.
There you go. On the 15th of December, the night before the 15th of December, known for being tall and thin. He's known for being tall and thin and for stealing spoons to lick them.
So the short guy is
the short guy goes for the pans.
Stubby. The tall guy is not called Tolly or Linky.
No, he's known for being tall, but he's known as Spoon Licker. I guess the fact that he licks spoons outweighs the fact that he's tall and thin. Like, that's his distinguishing factors. Yeah. I mean, if you met a really tall guy who was just constantly licking spoons, you probably wouldn't really care about his height.
That's true. I wouldn't describe him in that way. I'd say, man.
Because you could be like the tall guy and be like, there's a lot of tall guys. The guy that licks spoons. Oh, okay. I know.
Yeah.
We call him Spoon Licker.
Spoon Licker, yeah. He's great.
Well,
he shows up on the night before the 15th of December every year.
Yeah. If you like Spoon Licker, Sean, you're going to like Pot Licker.
Now, wait a minute. The other guy's already cleared out the crumblets on the pots.
On the pans.
Oh, I see.
He eats the crust on pans. This guy licks out the pots. So on the night before the 16th of December, he's known to steal leftovers from pots.
So the way a lot of this so far can be explained by parents telling their children about them is each night they just do the dishes and they go, look at what is no longer on these dirty dishes.
We don't have any sheep's milk for breakfast because the night before sheep coat
and all
Claude
of our
came
dishes
by.
are clean.
And we don't have any
the pans, the pots,
Yeah.
they're all clean.
We don't have any froth from the cow's milk because all the froth was taken by fucking old frothy bones back there. I can't remember his name.
Those pesky lads.
Good old Gullygawk. I mean, the other two, like, I'm sorry, pot liquor and spoon liquor on the nose with those names.
Right.
The other ones, I mean, sheep coat Claude. Okay, sheep. I get it. Gullygawk, Stubby, not making me feel like that's what your jobs are.
Now, maybe it's because I'm picturing like wooden spoons, like you stir the spoon you use to make or prepare the dish. I would say out of all of them so far, I would take spoon liquor as my chosen lad. Like if I had to be one of the lads.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be.
We haven't even gotten to the end yet. You don't want to be sucking milk straight from a sheep,
not a living sheep. And I said so far.
All right. Well,
I
if you
liked
both spoon liquor and pot liquor, you'll also love bowl liquor.
Bowl liquor, and then where's plate liquor fall? Where's plate liquor?
Let's wait.
Okay.
It doesn't come up.
Blender liquor? Is there a blender liquor?
This is pre-blenders.
Food processor liquor?
Pre anything you can plug in.
Butter churner liquor?
So on the eve of the 17th of December, he's known to hide under beds when people would place their esker,
like a chamber pot?
which is a plate, used for all meals, and then he steals those and eats from them. So basically, it's like people would used to put bowls of food under their beds for like a midnight snack.
Sure,
is how it was. That's how I had read it previously.
Why
did he's there to eat those?
Why did we stray away from that? Like I'm like a sucker getting up and walking into my kitchen in the middle of the night to grab food. I could have it prepared under the bed.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Always keep snacks under your bed. I can't believe you've never done that.
I haven't.
So on the eve of the 18th of December, you're going to deal with Door Slammer.
He licks doors.
He's the loudest one, and he's known to slam doors, especially during nighttime.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, that's prime door slamming hour.
And if you make it past that on the eve of the 19th.
What do you mean if you make it past? Like if you survive?
If you haven't moved.
If you haven't moved or committed suicide by now.
Yeah. Then you're going to deal with Skier Gobbler.
What is it?
Skier Gobbler.
Skier?
So Skier is like a yogurt.
Oh.
It's an Icelandic yogurt, basically. So he's obsessed with it, and he'll eat all your Skier.
So what if some of your bowls have Skier in it, or your pans, or pot, or your spoons? Like, what if any of these other utensils or cooking items contain Skier?
Well, here's the thing: they all come on separate nights, so it's fine.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
you had me for a second, and then I'm like, wait, no, they come different nights. It's fine.
So the one
on everything.
The one shows up specifically to get crumbs out of pots, I believe.
Yes,
pans.
on a very specific night.
Right.
So if you just plan it right, just don't cook that night.
Well, don't cook that night, or don't cook like the night that the skier guy comes.
Yeah.
Prepare the skier another night and eat it all before they show up. Make something that doesn't result in crumbs.
Yeah, I think
for the crumb guy shows up.
For the most part, a lot of these are very avoidable.
Yeah, the only one that's really not is you'd have to either not have any living sheep or kill all of your sheep the night before. Yeah,
you can't have any sheep that are currently giving milk.
Right.
And then the next night, you can't have any cows that, or just don't leave any buckets of milk laying around. And the other one, you just make sure you don't have any doors that night.
Door slammer.
Door slammer so far the most unavoidable.
Okay, since you're saying this is in the time before you could plug things in, right? You threw out the food processor and the blenders. This is also conceivably a time when maybe your home is heated by fire, like a fireplace or a wood stove of some kind. What would be worse? Because this is all December. And I guess I would assume that since we're in the northern hemisphere still, Iceland is cold. And considering how far north it is compared to where we are, Iceland is very cold in December. Would you rather have your doors removed to avoid them being slammed, or would you just deal with the slamming?
I think I would just deal with the slamming because, I mean, I don't care how much wood you're burning that night. It's not going to keep your house warm if the doors are gone.
No.
Yeah.
Have to get space heaters.
And those haven't been invented yet.
They have been invented. I mean, this is still going on now, right?
Well, yeah, now. Okay.
So, they've invented space heaters in Iceland as well.
Yeah.
And but it wasn't an original idea. Someone else had already thought of a space heater. Then someone else just figured out a way to make a space heater.
Yeah. The night of the night before December 20th, you will then have to deal with Sausage Swiper. And he's known to hide in the rafters and steal sausages that are being smoked. Or that were being smoked. So just whatever sausages you have hanging around in your rafters. You know how we all have exposed rafters in our houses?
And we just store sausage up there?
And we just hang our sausage from them?
My first thing was get rid of the rafters. But I'm sure he would adapt.
That would cause problems.
Well, you could design your house in a way that the rafters aren't there.
Yeah, they're not exposed. Then he can just he's just in your attic and he has no access to your sausage.
A lot of these things are so avoidable. Just don't smoke any sausage before that night.
Yeah, I think they're less impressive nowadays than they probably were back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, if you survive the night of Sausage Swiper, then you've got to deal with Window Peeper.
Ooh.
This guy's a bit creepy. He's the creepiest one. He's known to peep in people's windows to see if there's anything to steal. Well, the other ones just enter.
They just go in. Yeah,
this guy is at least courteous enough to be like, let me look first.
Yeah. Is that courteous or is that just avoiding entering a place if it's not worth his while? I don't think that's anything.
It sounds like he looks in your house either way.
Yeah. So it's not being courteous to you. He's evaluating, is this house worth me entering?
Is it worth my time? Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any crumbs in the pans?
I'll do the creepy part, but is it worth me going inside?
Is there any
and actually doing that extra creepy step of invading your home while you're probably sleeping?
Probably, yeah. So the others, aside from the door slammer, the others are taking very specific things. This guy is just peeking in, going, "Is there anything worth taking?"
Is there anything? Yeah, I'm looking for valuables now at this point. If you thought he was weird, the next guy's called Doorway Sniffer.
Doorway. Oh, I'm so glad that Doorway Sniffer and Door Slammer don't show up on the same night.
Oh, that would be bad. That would be bad.
That would be disastrous for Doorway Sniffer.
He is known to have an extremely long, large nose. He's known for this. Like, people have seen him.
Yeah.
He's real. And an amazing sense of smell he uses to seek out yummy lofsabrod. I think it's like a bread.
Could be.
It's a type of bread. Then after him, this one sounds kind of dangerous, but this guy's called Meat Hook. But he uses a hook to steal meat.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it's not like it's not his arm or anything. Like, he uses a hook on a stick and steals meat.
Was the hook used in I Know What You Did Last Summer a meat hook?
I think it said something to do with fishing. I thought maybe it was a fisherman's hook for like grabbing, maybe to grab big fish and pull them out or something. Maybe.
Is a meat hook just the meat you would like? The hook you would.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same. Well, maybe. Like, I know they have they use. I believe butchers use those same kind of hooks as well for grabbing like big like sides of meat and stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's a similar hook.
Yeah, a multi-purpose hook.
Yeah. And the last one that will visit you the night before the 24th of December is Candle Stealer.
Mm.
He He's the one who follows children to steal their candles. Candles that used to be made, there used to be edible candles made from fat back in the day.
Gotcha.
So he would steal them and eat them, I believe.
So
But he just follow children around and steal their candles. I guess candles used to be a big thing in Iceland back in the day.
well, to light areas.
Well, just like
illuminate.
as a gift and stuff like that. Like it was
I'm
So
just
that's kind of
picturing.
the Yule gods.
I'm just picturing a night. It's nighttime. The parents are asleep, and kids are just wandering around with lit candles, hanging out.
Yeah, like playing
And
tag.
then tag with candles.
Johnny's on fire again.
oh,
Stop, drop, and
Where's-
roll.
where's the
He
12th
hasn't been
lad?
invented yet.
The saliva spewer. They're called the what lads?
The Icelandic Yule lads.
Yule lads.
They're pretty weird.
I don't think I'd want to start trying to work that into because
Yeah,
so
I
much
think
of
we
it
have
is not applicable to today's.
Right. We're not hanging meat from the rafters. We don't leave bowls of food under our beds.
Right.
I'm hoping people aren't leaving crusty pans out overnight.
I mean,
I
I do that.
Yeah, so do I. I hope others aren't.
I hope there's not a recessed lighting swiper.
Yeah, I don't leave my sheep unattended at night.
Oh, they're
Or my
always with
buckets.
me.
I don't leave my buckets of milk
My
laying
sheep are
around.
always. My sheep are very protective. They're always in bed with me every night.
I've seen it. I've watched your stream.
We'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, to Sean's his sheep stream. It sounds weirder now. So yeah, we only kind of touched the surface of some weird holiday traditions, as in we talked about 3 of them. But we're kind of hitting an hour here. But I mean, in Wales they like parade around a skeleton of a horse. That's weird. Japan does like a Kentucky Fried Christmas.
So it's a circular parade.
They parade around it. They parade it around, I guess.
Oh, there's a center of town. There's a horse skeleton, and we're just going to have a parade all around it.
In Italy, they celebrate with a wine drinking witch. So it looks like people like dress up as witches and go around and do stuff. Ukraine does some weird stuff about spider webs. In Mexico, they do radish carvings.
I mean, some of this sounds like it should be floating around Halloween instead of Christmas.
Yeah.
The radish carvings, the wine drinking witch.
Yeah.
Running around stealing kids' candles.
I mean, I feel like in Italy, they're just like, anything we can do to drink wine.
Pretty much.
Let's throw wine into every tradition somehow. Witch, sure.
Yeah.
Throw a witch in there too. Why not? I mean, witches were huge in Italy,
I think
remember the great Italy witch trials, and
yeah. I think their toilet bowl cleaner is wine.
Toilet bowl cleaner is wine.
Yeah. I think they just squirt some wine all up in there and just brush it.
Oh, that's what they use to clean their toilet bowls is wine. Gotcha.
Yeah. Not like wine travels around and cleans their toilets.
No. According to folklore anyway.
Yeah, folklore. Ancient Italian folklore.
Mm-hmm.
There's that mysterious wine that visits your home in the night and cleans your bathroom.
All right. Gets you drunk in your sleep. It must have been the wine fairy again.
Yeah.
You're an alcoholic, Mary. No, it must have been the wine fairy.
No, it's tradition.
It's tradition to come to work drunk. So there you have it. That's our Christmas episode. I don't know.
It's our holiday episode.
Our holiday Christmas episode. Our Christmas holiday episode. Our Jesus Christ episode. Jesus episode.
So here's the question I'm going to pose to all of you is: do aliens know Jesus?
No. Do aliens know God?
No.
They don't care about Jesus.
I asked my question.
Okay. My question is
you can ask your question. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. My question is Will Smith?
Bye.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HSFamousPod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.